last week we spoke about some pronouns, but we did not organize it because we were not really prepared for it. We just spoke about it in general. Today, I put it for you in a specific form, so you guys, you can organize it in the same way, and you can, let us say, learn how to use it in a better way. Now, pronouns, it's the same as in English. When you use them, they are tools in the language, and these tools or those tools, they are very important because you cannot make really a sentence without using them. Uh, However, what we will do today, I will try my best to teach you how to generate them, not just to memorize them, because there is two kind of tools. There are tools who they are like made up as a tool, and there is tools which nothing but letters, you add them to words and that will make it a tool. And I will explain in a very simple way, and please, if you did not understand, ask me to repeat in case there's any difficulty. First of all, in front of us on the screen, we see some of those tools. In English, when we say he went, in Arabic, we don't have he. In Arabic, we just say the verb, which is ذهب. So in Arabic, remember that we do not really need it. However, we can add it. All right, because usually what you do, even in English, when you use he went, you are trying to avoid using his name or his character. Like if you say the doctor in Arabic, then you do not need to say he, because already you say the doctor. You know, you are speaking about specific person. In English, if you use the doctor, still you have to say he went. I hope what I'm saying is clear. So in Arabic, ذهب mean he went, and the he is included, especially if you are giving the name or the title of the person. If you are not giving a name or a title, then you have to add he. Now, last time we spoke about he, which was huwa, and don't worry, we will talk about it. Huwa. Let me type it for you in Arabic in front of your eyes in case you forgot. Actually, let us take it by itself alone, because we did already, but I don't want to mix this schedule here at this table. I want to leave it for this only, you know, this thing alone. So ذهب mean he went, even though there is no he is exist in the word, and you don't add he, which is huwa in Arabic, unless you are not mentioning his title or his name. So if you're describing a person by his job, by his career, by anything, you know, there is no need for he. If you use his name, you know, you do not need to use the word huwa. So if I want to say now, I will make a sentence in the front of your eyes. I say الطالب, or let us say start from ذهب. ذهب الطالب. ذهب, I will make it big so you guys can see it better, clear. ذهب, he went. He who? الطالب. الطالب is a student. All right. So الطالب, and you notice here in Arabic, like in English you say I went. So you put the person before the action. In Arabic, you put the action before the actor. And this is what we call before jumla fi'liya, if you remember, where the sentence start with an action, a verb. The verb here is ذهب. ذهب. That is the verb. We made it in red. So ذهب الطالب. الطالب is the actor. He is the one who is doing the action, which is the student. So ذهب الطالب, the student went. You notice in English we say the student went. So we can say in the sentence always the direction of the sentence in English is totally the opposite from Arabic. Like in Arabic, we are taking one side of direction where go from right to left, not only by reading. The verb first, and then the one who did the action second. Now in Arabic you can play with words, which mean you can say الطالب ذهب or ذهب الطالب, but usually this is how it is. So it's more flexible from English. Now we will go back and see more of those, and today what I will show you how we can make from the verb itself, we make it like it come as a singular. This is now as a singular. ذهب is a person, he is individual. So how we can make the ذهب, we turn the verb into more to plural, or you know, like a group of people, they are acting. How, what is the tool we can use, or what is the addition we can use to switch that word in that way? So we go up. You will notice this is here, by the way, the pronunciation for it in English, ذهب. Remember, this is the, not za. Remember, in Arabic we have two letters are very close. We have za. I will make it big. Let us make the letters big. We have za, and we have the. Sorry. The. You see, the is like you vibrate your tongue. Za is totally different. It's very close, but they are not the same. So don't be confused about ذهب. You don't say ذهب. This is za. What we are using here is the. ذهب. You see it? The first letter here. The. ذهب. All right? Because you might get confused between the two letters because the pronunciation is very close. Now, you notice the original ذهب is the past tense verb. ذهب, went, in the past. I will keep it in the past, but I want to make it to a group for a bunch of people, not for one person. You will notice here at the end of the word we did nothing except we add two letters, which is wa and alif. We will add wa and alif. Let us make it be big. So very simple method in order to make a plural name from any singular act or a verb. You just add wa and a, which waw and alif. So ذهب will become ذهبوا. So simply what we did, this is the old word until here. I mean, if we separate the ba from here, you see, this is the original word, ذهب. We are just adding wa and alif, and that will make it they, many, three and more. When you say ذهبوا, you are talking about three and more, not two. It can't be two, and it can't be one. It have to be three and more. And three and more, it's unlimited. It isn't, like it can be for thousands, millions, doesn't matter. So ذهبوا for many people, three and more. So all what we are doing here to make it a plural name is just adding wa alif, letter wa and letter alif to any word which is a past tense, and that will make it a still past tense from singular to plural name. If there's any question, don't forget you can click at the be part of the conversation and you can ask your questions if you have any. All right, so I think this is very simple method. Remember it. We take the past tense verb in order to switch it and make it for a group of people. All what we need is just to add wa and alif. Letter wa, this is letter wa. I will type it again here, and then letter alif. We put them together, that will make wa. When we pronounce it, look how we pronounce it. We are saying ذهب. Ooh, look like the alif is not really appearing that much, so you need to remember that we are saying ذهبوا as if there is no alif. However, there's alif, so take a note. So ذهب, ذهبوا, شرب, شربوا. Let us type it. شرب, شرب, he drunk for a person. شربوا, many people did drunk. لعب, for one person, he played. لعب, I mean play or played in the past tense. لعب, then لعبوا. أكل, which means he ate, a person, one person, individual, ate. أكلوا, many people are eating. Oh, sorry, in the past they ate. So many, plural name, group of people. أكلوا. And by the way, this is this kind of rule, you can use it with anything, not necessarily with the human. Like if you are speaking about cats, I want to ask you, did the cat ate, or the cat ate? You say, let us make a sentence about it, actually, as long as we are here. I will ask you a question. هل in Arabic, هل, take a note, هل mean did, is it, it's a question. هل, it's about situation. هل أكلت القطط. القطط mean the cats. هل أكلت القطط. In Arabic, there is something you need to remember too. When we add L, this is this part of the word L. L mean the. It's not really part of the word, and you can add it to anything you want to make it specifically. You are speaking about specific thing, the same as in English. You say the man, the door, the house, the cat. All right. So al-qitat, you are speaking about specific cats, something maybe in your household, something is known to you and to the one you are talking to. So هل أكلت القطط. I will answer now. I will answer underneath. I will say نعم. نعم mean yes. نعم أكلوا. Actually, the word أكلت itself, I can say نعم أكلت القطط, because this is about like animals. أكلت القطط أكلت. So in here, like actually, this is something we did not talk about yet, but here we are talking about a bunch of animals. So I said هل أكلت القطط. You can answer by saying the same verb we use in the beginning. هل أكلت. I can say نعم أكلت. And if I'm talking about something else, it's the same, you know. However, if I start with certain, if I start with, if I say هل أكلوا, then I have to say, I have to answer with saying نعم أكلوا, which means if I change this here, it has changed the sentence. هل أكلوا اللحم. هل أكلوا الطعام. Let us say الطعام. Let us remember this one is more important for now. هل أكلوا الطعام. Then I have to use the plural name the same as the question. I cannot use something different. I will say نعم أكلوا الطعام. هل أكلوا الطعام. نعم أكلوا الطعام. So the original word or verb is أكل. أكل, as we see here in the top. This is the original here. Then to make it for plural name or as a verb, we just add wa and alif, and this is going to go for anything you want. However, here take a note that if the question is start with a certain verb in a certain way, you have to answer in the same way. So if he said هل أكلوا, then the answer should include أكلوا. All right. Now, in the case of animals, later we will give you some exceptions in the animals, like as we said, the word akalat. But let us talk for now about a human being, and that will make it more useful for now. So, هل أكلوا. نعم أكلوا. Where is أكلوا coming from? It's coming from the verb أكل. أكل is the past tense, which means ate for one person. All right. We go up. And then we will see here we took ذهب, how to make it ذهبوا. Now look in here, this is for female, it's a singular, it's the same as ذهب, but ذهب is for the male, ذهبت is for the female. So what happened? How the word ذهب became ذهبت, and why it is for the female is different. In Arabic we have something is called تاء التأنيث. تاء التأنيث. I'm looking for the letter in my keyboard. تاء التأنيث. تاء التأنيث mean the T of the female or the female T. Female T, which means this T we add it to any verb at the end of it if it's possible, and that will switch it from male act to a female act. All right. Now remember, if you have any questions, you can contact me in my Skype. In case you want to call, or even, and you can click at the be part of the conversation to say any question for me. I cannot see YouTube. You have to click at the be part of the conversation. Remember that. All right. Now, if that is not working for you, you can send me a text message, in Skype. All right, it's open. I'm watching it now. This T is ta at-ta'nith, which means the T of the female. Very simple way to make a singular past tense for for a male into a female. So as an example, we used. Now I will go back to akalat. You know, akalat is coming from the word akala for a male. Akala, which means ate. So to make it for a female, all what I need to do, I say akalat. Very simple. So what I did at the end, I added the T, which is the T of the female. Shariba, shariba is for a male. Drunk, he drunk water, anything like drunk. So I want to make it for a female. I say sharibat. Oops. Hold on. Sharibat. Laiba, which means he play, a person he played in the past tense. Laibat. And I advise you to remember words as past tense, not as a present. Why? Because the past tense, you can say always it's the root of the word, or let us say the most close to the original, which means later you can play with it and you can find out easy how to make it present tense. All right, and I will give you a very simple rule to make you be able to switch easy any single any past tense to a present tense. All right, so now we learn how to switch between past tense for a male to make it past tense for a female. And you notice here we are not saying he or she. Just by adding the T, it became for she. This is why this T is called the Ta of Ta'nith. Ta'nith mean feme. Ta'ut Ta'nith. This is here present the fame, the T of fame. You add it for a past tense, and that will make it for a female. Now, if this is only for a singular female, what if there is a group of females? Because already we took by adding wa and alif, we make it dhahabu. Dhahabu. All right. Actually, here this is wrong. Sorry. Let's take this one off. Yeah. This is plural. All right. So now we learned about dhahabu for a group of male. We learned about dhahaba for one male, a past tense, and we learn about singular for female, dhahabat. What about group of females? Group of females, the same as we have ta or ta'ut ta'nith or T of the female or T of the fame. We have something it's called the noon of an-niswa. Noon, letter noon, na, you know, if we read it alone, we say noon. This is how we pronounce the letter by itself. So don't be confused. We're not writing a word. So the na or this na, we add it to the end of the past tense verb. And that will make it transform into female plural. So this noon and niswa, al-niswa, I will type it in English. Al-niswa mean the noon of females. All right, which mean simply we take any word. Let us take a word from the words we took already. Like we took the word akala, akala, which mean, oh sorry, let us switch to Arabic, which mean he ate. The person, one person, a meal, he ate. Now we want to make it to a female for singular. I will continue with singular right now. I will say akalat. Now I will make it for a group of male. I will say akalu. Now the last one we took, the noon and nuswa, the n of the females. So what we will say? We will say akalna. We add the letter noon, akalna. That will make it a group of females. All right. So akala, for one person, he is a male. Akalat, for one person, she is a female. Akalu is for a group of people, which is male. And akalna, we can use it for females groups, which mean when you say akalna, by the way, it's mean that there's not even one singular man between them. All right. You cannot use the noon and niswa, which mean the noon of the female, for anything, any group have one male. However, sometime in Arabic you can use akalu if it is mixed group, mix of men and women. Still you use the male term. So let us say there's 100 people there and it's mixed between male and females. Still we can use akalu. If it is only females and there are more than three and more, then we have to use akalna. If it is only male, still we have to use akalu. So akalu can be more flexible to be used because it can go for male only group and can be used for a bunch of people who they are male and females. But when we say akalna, that will have to be for females and females only. Akala have to be only for male. Akalat only for a singular female. We took how to switch between past tense for a singular male to plural name for male, and it can be used for male and female. I remember that. And we learn about female, how to make it from past tense for a male to a past tense for a female, and we learned how to make a past tense, any past tense, to a group of females by adding the noon, which is noon and nuswa. Let us take something else. Those are the tools we used last time. Let me try to make them bigger. Oh, that's too much. All right. Already we talk about that, but now we are going to go over huwa and hum and hiya and hun. Huwa for one person. Huwa. So if I want to say I'm talking about a person, he must be in front of me, otherwise I cannot say huwa. Or usually we are talking about him already, which means we mentioned his name before, like let's say during the conversation, and he is not present. So I can say huwa dhahaba, you know. But usually when we say huwa, we are talking about a person, maybe we can point our finger at him. Like when you say the same as you say he. So If somebody asks you like, uh, uh, did you see James? By mentioning James, you are allowed now to use he in English because he mentioned the name already. So you say he went. All right. Same as in Arabic. So huwa is for one singular person. Present he, but it's more than he. It is, let us say, you are presenting the situation. You are like when you are going to say huwa, you must add something after it to describe something he did. So huwa ذهب, huwa akala, huwa nama, all those verbs, whatever verbs is going to come after. All right. Or description, like beautiful or ugly or whatever. All right. So huwa have to come with something after it. You can just say he and stop. In English, the same as in Arabic. When you say huwa, you have to come with more description of what is next. Huwa what? He what? The same as in English. Now huwa for one person. So I can say huwa dhahaba. He went. Now what we said before that if we make dhahaba into dhahabu, that will make it what? Plural name, right? Dhahabu. You remember we add wa and alif at the end. So now we cannot use huwa. We cannot use this huwa to dhahabu because huwa is for a singular name. So instead we have to change the tool, same as in English. In English we say they. They in Arabic is going to be hum. Hum. All right. The original verb you notice here, this is the original, is dhahaba. So from dhahaba we are producing more. It's the same verb, but we are producing cases which is for singular male or singular female or group of male or a group of females. Simply either by, if it's for a male, we keep it as it is. You notice for one male, dhahaba did not change. This is the original dhahaba, right? There's no change here between here and this one. Both are still the same. So always in the past tense does not change when you speak about one person. Take a note. I advise you to take those notes. They are very important. They will help you later. So when it is singular person, the past tense stay the same. You do not need to add anything, especially if it is what? It's a male. If it is a female, then we have to add the T, if you remember. The T of an-nuswa. Sorry, the T of the female. تاء التأنيث. ذهبت. You see the T we added? In the case of a group, and we can use it as I said for both male and female, here we use ذهبوا. All right. Now hum, it can be the same too. It can be for male and female. Let us say a group of people, there is like you are in the market and you saw a group of people, male and female, walking together, you say hum, it's fine. However, if it's only for females, you say hunna. Now you notice here with hunna, it's not really just a noon. Like you see here, we switch from dhahaba. This is dhahaba, the original. This is the past tense, the original. And now here we have dhahabna for females, dhahabna. So we are adding noon. But here in the hunna, it sounds strange. Let me explain to you a little bit about it. In the case of hunna, in fact, we are not saying one noon as if we are saying two noon. Hun na. hunna, hunna. But as you see in the word, it appear only one noon. That because in Arabic we have something, it's called shadda. Let me copy to show you the shadda. I will get my board so I can use my pen, and I hope my computer will not crash. I need to buy a new tablet. It's crushing my computer. So if we make it bigger, so you can see what I'm talking about. It's not really clear. However, it do the job. In the top of the word, I think I need to grab my tablet. Hold on. And let us pray is not going to crash. Yeah, ذهب, it doesn't matter if he's a boy or a man. It's because as long as he is a male, he's a male. That's it. It's a boy or an old or a kid. It doesn't matter. Let us hope it's going to work. I did hook up now my tablet. Let us see if it's going to be work. Because sometimes it does not. Oh, it's not working. It's not working. Let's see. No, it's working. Here we go. Good, good, good. We are lucky. All right. So look with me here. In the top of the letter noon, I will write the letter, the word hunna. I'm not sure why it's switching. Okay. Here. Hunna. Here in the top, look with me carefully, please. There is a sign here, look like this. This is called shadda. 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 Shadda mean in Arabic, it's mean you are putting it out, like you're extending things. So when you see this sign in the top, and we can put fatha in the top of it, wherever you see this sign, you extend the pronunciation of the letter. As simple as that. Anywhere I put it, this is how it looked like. So let us say I want to say I will add it in top of any letter, like not specific, just to show you how we can make it. Let us say I want to say غرب. 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 Look like I'm saying the ra more than once. So what the shadda for, instead of writing the letter twice and make it longer, simply you take those letters, you make them one letter, and you put the shadda, and that will extend the pronunciation. Are we getting it? So when you see this sign in the top of any letter, you extend. This is why we say here hunna, hunna, na. You see the na. And then it's not just one noon, it's like long. Hunna, hunna. All right. So this, when you see this shadda, you extend the pronunciation sound. You give it more time. Because without the shadda, that will make it what? That will make it hun. If I write the word here, I will take my tablet off because I'm afraid it's going to crash my computer. We can hook it up again. So if I type by the keyboard without tashkil, Hun. You see, this is how it is. There's no hunna. There's na. Hun. It's just hun. But by adding that shadda in the top of the letter noon, that make it extend by time, and which means extend by pronunciation. So please take a note about it. And this is how you use hunna when you use hunna, when you say hunna with the shadda, as we see it here, that's for sure is about females and females only. And it's going to be by itself and not attached to a word. All right, this is as a tool. You are saying hunna. Now later we can see how hunna can be attached, but for now just remember how it is by itself. When you see it, this is they for females and only for females. There is no way you can use it for male. Not like ذهبوا. ذهبوا, you can use it for both. However, ذهبوا is not really too much like, let us say if you want to use, if there is only females and you use ذهبوا, it's not really too much like let us say a powerful language. So as long they are females, you better use hunna. As long there's only females, why you want to use ذهبوا? ذهبوا is for a group is mixed. Possible it's mixed between male and female, or it's only males. And as long they are only females, then you better use, you know, ذهبنا, and that will come with the tool hunna, they. So if so now how we choose between, like how we will know that we have to use hunna, not ذهبوا? Simply, if you are describing a female groups, then it must be hunna. And how we can make the female group verb or act for females? Simply we just add the na of the female. You remember we said noon and nuswa at the end. So when we see the verb have the noon of the nuswa, the noon of the fame, the na of the fame, then it's a must for us to use hunna as a tool to point our finger at them. Hunna. Any question? All right, I don't see any question, and I don't see anyone. Okay, someone is asking me to add him in Skype. If you please, if you have a question, don't hesitate. I'm here to help you, and it's for free. Right? So you are not charged by question or by time. It's my time and it's here for you. So feel free to ask me the question and don't worry about anything else. Now I don't want to give you really too many things. We want to take it, let us say, slow to study. Now here we will take more cases. Let's make them more clear for you in the screen. Now here I will show you some, like, you know, some what they say, like some dialect, and the most popular one between in the Middle East because of TV, etc. You can say Egyptian, but Egyptian really is not that much accurate or close to the classic Arabic. The most close to the classic Arabic, I can say maybe the Syrian, Jordanian, more close to the classic from others. Because all other accents, they have a lot of mixed words, which is nothing really like local words. However, still the Syrian and the Jordanian and Lebanese and those people, they have their own words too, which they don't share with the others. However, you are learning classic only. Now, أنا mean I am. أنا, I am. In other way, it's I. All right. أنت, you. And if you want to make it for a female, you notice here there is a kasra. And this is something you need to remember too. To make anything, any of those tools for male and female is very simple. أنا, it can be used for both male and female. أنا, which mean me, I. All right, take a note. أنا can be used for both male and female. Now, in the case I want to make it for أنت for a male, when you hear أنت, which means there's a fatha at the end, that's mean for a male. أنت. How I can make it for a female? أنت mean he, or sorry, you. How I can make it for female? Simply I add kasra, anti. All right, this is the correct way, not this way. This way here is just a dialect. All right, the correct one is here, this one. Anti and anta. These here are for dialect. So you say to inta, inti. This is a street language. All right. Now, huwa, huwa. This is a classic. He, huwa, he. I try to make it big so the text is messed up here. She is here. She, here. Here. It is two letters, ha and ya. Here. Now, for a group of people, which is about we is nahnu. Nahnu. So nahnu, let us make it. Remember, it is not nahnu as it is in English here, but it's just to make it close for you to understand. This is ha, letter ha. Nah, nah, not nah. But in English, because we don't have equal letters, so we have to use the letter H. But it's not H. All right, it is ha. Nahnu. Nahnu mean we. Now, what about there is two only? Until now, we did not speak about that. Two people. Look what we do with two. In the case of two, the original word is anta. Let me hook up my tablet. You know what? We can do it this way. Hold on. Without the tablet. Anta is you. Now we want to make it for two. All what you need to do to make it for two, you add M and Alif at the end. So now let us merge the words and make it one word. So anta will become antuma. You see it? Or what we did, we just added, we merged them together, which means the original is anta and ma. Anta is the original for you. To make it for two, we add ma to anta, so it became antuma. This is for two. not for one. All right. Same for another tool, which is huma. Huma. Hum is the original. Hum is the original. So to make it for two, we will need to add ma. Now let us merge it together, make it one word. Huma. Oops. When you color it, if you don't highlight all of it, it cut letter. Let us do it again. All right. Now, huma. I can't even make a space between them. Oh boy. You see, this is what happened when you try to use Microsoft Word with Arabic. I think you need to change the default to be able to control. All right. So it became huma. All right. Now, nahnu doesn't change. Nahnu, it's the same for a group of we. It can be used for male. It can be used for females. Here, this part here, this is street language, dialect. So if you go in the street, you do not need to say antum. Antum is a classic. People, they will know that you are a person who just learn in Arabic and you are speaking classic language. So if you speak like the people on the street, you say into, which means you as a group. All right, not for one person. Group. It's the same as antum for many. You see, in English, you can say you for one person, you can say you for a group. In Arabic, no. When you want to say you to a group, you say antum. In the street, you say into. This is nothing but a street language, into. Remember that. All right. So we can say the original is antum. Antum. Now here, this is for a group of females. You for females who they are more than, remember, 3 and more. Antunna, the same as we remember before, we add the noon of a nuswa at the end, the letter noon, which is the noon of a nuswa here, the n for the females. So anta is the original. To make it for a group of females, we say antunna. Hum is the original for a group. It can be used for both male and females. So in this case, we don't change anything. But if we say hunna, remember, if we say hunna, let us type it. If we say hunna, then we are talking about females for sure. Now my keyboard does not have the ability to make shadda, so I will draw it with my mouse. Hunna. There is a website actually, they type for you with shadda. I mean with tashkil. Like you can type using this website. I saw one. This is hunna. Now what is missing is the shadda. I have to add the shadda. So let me draw one shadda in the top using my mouse. Hunna. That is hunna. Hunna. Now hum, as we said, hum for a group. It can be for male or females. But when you say humma, that's it. It's males, it's females only. There's no way you can mix. All right? That's only for females. You cannot mix hunna with anything else. The second you use, this is for nisa. Nisa mean females. Oops. Nisa. That's why we call this noon and niswa. Let's move it. All right. So this is for females and females only. Remember and to practice. Like imagine you do not know they and you and she and he in English. That will make you in disability in order of using the language. The same for the Arabic. So those you need really to take your time, like we have 7 days until the coming week, memorize them, and you need to memorize them. You have no choice. Like there's no other option. And they are not really hard. All right. Just try to follow what I told you. And remember always to remember it, like now there is many websites you can go to, and they provide you with a lot of Arabic verbs. Instead of wasting my time and your time in the class to learn them, because simply all what you need to do just memorize them. You need to memorize as many as you can from those verbs, because by using those verbs you can make sentence and you can speak the language. And now we are learning the tools. So having the tools and having the verbs, and learning more words, like try to learn words about like normal things, like bab, which mean door, house, bait, سيارة, car, حصان, horse. Learn. You need to learn words, and those I cannot really help you much with them because it's based on you. As long we have them, there is many websites they provide you. Even Google can give you the words. Try to memorize as many as you can, and then soon we will start making sentence using those words we learned. So each one of you can come with his own words he learned and his own sentence. And the more we practice, the more we do good. The less we practice, the less we'll do good. Language is about practice, and you don't practice it, you lose it. As simple as that. Especially when you are in the beginning. Actually, someone like I know people who live in the state like me. There's many people maybe live more than the half of their life. Let's say they did live for half of their life in the Middle East, and then they immigrated to USA, and then since then they are speaking always English. Imagine even those who spoke almost most of their life the language, they will start having difficulty because they aren't practicing it. So you have to be in touch with the language always in order to really keep your memory, refresh your memory with it, try to practice it, try to use it. And like you see something like when we are teaching about Islam, what I do, exposing this cult. So I'm showing you something in the screen, try to read it with me. Use what you are learning, and this way you are going really to have it forever. Especially in the beginning, you have to practice. Let us see, we have a question here. In paper, no. I will see if I can post it in Facebook. I will see if I can make this file. I'm not sure. Can we do that in Facebook? Can we post a file in Facebook? Or maybe, you know what, I can post it as a file in Google and share a link with every one of you. Somebody's asking me, can we have those things in the screen in a paper? All right. So what I will do, I will see if I can post it in Facebook. All right. If not, then I will make a Google link or something. All right. Any other question? Any other question? Don't be shy. If you are shy, it's your fault, not my fault. All right. Any question? So let us go over it again one more time so we can memorize it better. And as I said, I will make it as a file and see if I can post it in Facebook. So you guys, you can have it. I'm not sure if Facebook accept loading Microsoft Words or PDF, but we will see. No, I don't want to email anyone. I'm going to make a Google link. I'm not in favor of emails. If I make it, I will make a link if in case we could not post it in Facebook. And you guys, you can download, or I can put it in investigateislam.com. I will see. All right, I will let you know. Just later, watch at the end of the day. Watch underneath of this video in the information. You will find a link or something to let you have it. For a verb and adjective sentence, it verb first, then noun, and finally adjective action. Arabic, as I said, it's not like English. In English, you can say beautiful house. In Arabic, we say baytun jamil. So bayt first, description second. All right. Same, we speak about the verbs. You remember we spoke about before just last week. We spoke about we have two kind of sentence, generally speaking. One is for we call it verb sentence, and one is called noun sentence. The verb sentence start always with the verb. So you start with the verb. ذهب الرجل. The man, he went. ذهب is he went. So went, you see how it is in Arabic? Went first and then the man. In English, no. The man first and then he went. So in Arabic, you start with the verb and then you end with what is next, who is the one who did the verb. News, it doesn't matter. You remember last week, I don't know if you were listening to us, last week we spoke about a noun sentence. That is the sentence you are talking about, noun sentence, which is there's no verb. Let us say I'm saying the weather is beautiful. الطقس جميل. الطقس جميل. طقس is weather. جميل is beautiful. So here there's no verb and the description come after. Always in Arabic, the description follow the one you describe. It doesn't matter what it is. So news, actually here, the news is Jamil. The news is Jamil. He's beautiful. This is news. This is what we call it mubtada and khabar in Arabic. Mubtada is the beginning. Please watch the video before the last week. We spoke about it. We spoke about sentence, which is jumla ismiya. Jumla ismiya, a noun sentence, start with something called mubtada. Mubtada, which mean a start. Start. Let's make it big. The start is, it can be anything, but it always is going to be a noun. So let us say bait. I will type it in English too. Bait. Now where is the news? It's going to be after. Baytun jamil. Jamil. So the start is bait. The news is jamil. Are we good? This is jumla ismiya, noun sentence. Noun sentence, which mean in here there's no verbs. When you say baytun jamil, you are not saying, like in English, there is a verb actually in English, because you say this house is beautiful. By saying is, you are making there's a verb there, is beautiful. In Arabic, we don't say that. Baytun jamil, there's no really, it's included, but there's no verb. Here it's just description of the house. Nothing is built, something happened. It's just, I'm saying it's in this house is beautiful. In English, by using is, you make it as if there is an action happening. In Arabic, there is no there's no need for that. You just say Baytun Jamil, Bayt Jamil, and that will make it like this in Arabic. Bayt Jamil, or Fatat, which mean a girl, Jamila, beautiful girl, or um, رجل طويل, man, a tall man. رجل is a man, طويل is tall. رجل طويل, this man is tall. So here it's only you are reporting, it's kind of a news, it's a description. All right, any questions, any more questions? Please review the video we watched before last week. We have last week, and maybe from time to time, you know, watch all the videos for the alphabet. Remember what we said. You need to refresh your memory, and this is the good thing about having in YouTube. Like, you know, and everything we are saying here is recorded, is going to be there, so you can go over it again and again in case you forgot something. All right. Now later I will give you a lot more easier rules to make things really a lot easier from the way they teach you in school. In school, you know, they take it slowly. Why? Because at school they make you pay tuition, and they want to show you that, you know what, you did not pay your tuition for nothing. So what you will learn in a year in a school, you will learn here in 3 months. All right. The only difference between learning within a year and within 3 months is how much you practice. Like if you have a year to practice, that is better. However, depend on you. If you are a lazy person who just come here to learn Arabic, but then when we turn the computer off, we don't do anything, then you will never learn. I saw people really they learn Arabic, and I'm really surprised how good they are. They pronounce the words as if they are born like next door to me. Now, for sure, they will not have the skills as a native persons, but I'm saying those people, they really work good in order to be there. Like, you know, for me, I'm living in the state for how long? Still, I have an accent. I cannot get out of my accent. Those people, they kill the accent. You believe it or not? They don't have accent. Still in the language, you will be always short, because especially like Arabic is really a big language, and there's millions of words. Like, you know, the name of the lion, there's, I think, about 500 names for it, just one animal. Just one animal, you know. In English you say a lion, in Arabic there's tons of names. Like, as an example, Usama mean a lion. Asad is a lion. Hazabr is a lion. There's hundreds of words for the same thing. The different Arabic language is the name is a description, is an image, is not a name. So when you say Usama, you are describing specific thing on the lion, not only you are saying a lion. So when people, they hear it, they know that you are describing his fur, his size, his head, etc. It's not just a name, even though it's for the same animal, but it's an image, and languages is an images. You know, when I say رجل طويل, I say a male man. That is an image. In your head, in your brain, which is your hard drive, you have a storage of those words which is connected to images. So when you say a man, you know what man look like, what man is. When you say طويل, which mean tall, you know what tall mean, you know what short mean. So language is nothing but a collection of images, and the more images you have, the more you can make a story or paint, right? Will be there a change when we use superlatives and yeah, uh, okay, I just said in there's a street language and there's the classic language. The classic language is different. However, I'm not going to teach you words nobody use. Like if you read a book of Shakespeare, then you will find there's many words Shakespeare is using nobody is using no more. I'm not going to teach you that. We are trying to give you the basic important things for you to do and to learn things. When you speak in the street, everybody understand you, because who said that all Middle Eastern they speak the classic language anyway? There's many of them do not even know how to write, how to read. In Saudi Arabia right now, more than 70%, 70 to 75% do not know how to read Arabic until now, after all the oils they have. So what we need to learn is the language which is can be used everywhere, a standard Arabic language which is popular, easy to use and to understand. I'm not going to give you a complicated words where nobody use them and there's no need for them. Like, just yesterday I was making a video, if you watch it, about the word shahr in the Quran. I don't know if anyone saw it. Shahr. If you see all the the English translation for this word, I will type it in the screen. Shahr. Shahr mean month. Shahr, month. All right. But the fact this word is not even in Arabic. But today in daily use, people they use it as a word mean month. So when the Muslim they translate their Quran, because they are ignorant, those translators, they don't have a strong knowledge in the language of the Arabic and the roots of it. They do not know that the word shahr mean the moon. All right, and mostly it's used for the crescent moon. So what the verbs in the Quran saying, whoever of you witness shahru Ramadan, I will type it, Ramadan, which means the month of Ramadan. Whoever of you witness shahru Ramadan, fast. The fact the Quran saying not whoever of you witness the month of Ramadan, no, it's saying whoever of you witness the moon of Ramadan. But because those people are ignorant, they do not know that what the word today is used, it's not the same as the word used before, because this is an Aramaic word. This is not Arabic. The word shahr have nothing to do with Arabic. Actually, most of Arabic is born out of Aramaic. All right. So if you want to go in specialty, you want to be a scholar, then you will find yourself studying hard to find the roots of the language, where the word is coming from. In your case, you are just trying to learn how to speak a normal, easy language. Now, when I said that in the video about the word shahr, it does not mean month. Many Muslims they pose like, "What? Are you crazy? What are you talking about?" Because they never heard this before. They are not very well educated. When I show it to them how it's coming in the Aramaic and the Hebrew, they shut up. Nobody even mentioned, like, it's not a crazy no more. But because for them they never heard this before, even in the Arabic dictionary, nobody's saying that the word shahr, it's not really the word month. This is why in Arabic we say, if somebody is staying late, all right, we say saharan. Saharan actually is coming. You see, in Aramaic, the letter sheen turns sa. So shahr is the same as sahr. Sahr. This is the original in the Aramaic. So the Aramaic people they say saharo, the moon. So saharo, it's coming from the word like sighting the moon. So in Arabic now, Saharan is an Arabic word used for anyone who stay late at night. Saharan. But the fact it's not an Arabic word, it is a word in Aramaic means somebody is sighting the moon, spending his time out late, staring at the moon. But what it's mean, like you can be having fun, having party, but you say Saharan. But the fact Saharan is not about you staying late, it's about you sighting the moon. All right. So language is very, like, you know, it can go, if you want to study, you can go really beyond, and it's very, very beautiful, by the way. When you study the roots of languages, you can discover a lot of secrets which nobody even can figure out except you. Like, until now, the Muslims, there's hundreds of words in the Quran, they have no idea what they mean. Why? Because Muhammad was stealing from an Aramaic books and putting it in his Quran, and this is why the Muslims, they have no. As an example, the Quran says, let me open a link. Uh, this is the Quran. Look here. Try to read with me, as long now you know how to put the letters together. It says, وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آزَرَ. Azara. Look what the Muslim translate. You can see all Muslim translation just to show you how foolish the translation is. Yusuf Ali. So when Abraham, he said to his father Azara, like what? So what the Muslim understand from this, they think that the word Azara mean this is the name of his father. You see, because of their ignorant. And by the way, this is not only the ignorance of the translator, even those who they are scholars in Islam, they could not find out what Azara mean. This is a foreign word, so it must be the name of Abraham, the father of Abraham. But you know, the Bible give us different name for Abraham father. So this is either is going to be a mistake, or it's about an ignorant of those who they are describing, or let us say wicked interpretation of the Quran. So what Azara mean? Azara in Aramaic mean foolish. Foolish. So the idiots who do not go to see the roots of the word, because Muhammad is stealing words from the Aramaic, putting it in his book, his followers, they are lost. So until now, all of them, they think that Azara mean, or it is the name of Abraham's father, and Abraham say to him Azar. Like, come on, doesn't make sense. Why somebody will say to his father his name? What Abraham saying to his father, foolish, are you going to worship idols? That makes sense, right? That will make sense. So Azar, are you going to worship idols? A fool. Are you a fool? So Abraham supposedly he was saying to his father, are you, this is foolish. You will worship idols? This is not the name of his father. So you see how learning the language can change everything. There's a huge difference between he said to his father Azar. So Muslim, they think that the name of his father is Azar. And this is exactly the most foolish thing to do, which is fit with the word meaning, which is foolish. All right. So studying language can unleash a lot of secrets for you about religion, about old books, and nobody can lie to you too. Like, you know, Muslims, if you read all those translations, not even one of them is accurate. Why? Because they know that you do not know how to read Arabic, and you will not be able to find out. This is why even Muslim themselves, they don't accept the Muslim translation for the Quran, because they know that all those translation is made for marketing, to market Islam for non-Arab, to make it look beautiful. Like if you go to the Quran, we don't want to change our topic. As an example, when the Quran speak about beating women. All right, in chapter 4, verse number 34. It says here, وَضْرُبُوهُنَّ. You will see that the word أضربوهن, now you speak Arabic, you are learning Arabic. أضرب mean beat, hit. And you cannot use it in any other meaning as long you are speaking about a human. When you say أضربوهن, you remember we said hunna? You remember hunna? This is hunna for females. You remember we just took hunna. Hunna is for female. أضربوهن, beat them. Who? The females. So many in the translation they say to you, like the guy who was debating Jay Smith just a few days ago, he was saying to him, "Adrubuhunna have many meaning and have nothing to do with this. Adrubuhunna, it can come as being stay away from them." This is false. What are you talking about? It says already stay away from them, jail them, not stay away. Ihjuruhunna fil madaja. Ihjuru, coming from the word hajara, leave them. Fil madaja, which mean in their rooms. So you jail them in their rooms, not leave them. Actually, you are jailing them. You lock the doors on them as a penalty, and beat them. And in the translation they say to you, leave them alone, stay away from them, and beat them lightly. Like, where is lightly? And then they add first and second and next. They are playing the game of, you know what, those people do not speak Arabic, so we can fool them and we can lie to them. This is why learning this language can be very useful in many ways, in many means. Now, do we have any questions? Well, internet source, like you wanna if you want to study Aramaic, that will be finish with the Arabic first, and then you can search for the Aramaic. Okay, let us finish with the Arabic, and then if you want to extend your study for Aramaic, you can go for that. However, what I'm trying to say to you, knowing languages and deep knowledge is power. It doesn't matter what it is about. The more knowledgeable, actually, you yourself inside will change. The more knowledgeable you are, you live your day differently, you enjoy your life differently. When you drink your coffee, your brain function differently. You will be a different person. The more you learn, the more you change. You change with your family, you change with your people around you. People, their approach to you will change too, because knowledge force itself. Like when you are a knowledgeable person, you go sit in a group of people, they are talking, they have no choice but to listen to you, because not because you are forcing yourself, but because your knowledge is talking. People, they will like your company because they learn from you, not because you are funny. There's people there's maybe, let's say, there's people who they are funny, they make us laugh, but they teach us nothing. And there's people who they are smart intelligence. When they talk, they teach us something very useful. And those are the one you should accompany always. And this is the one who can make you really more happy with your daily life. Now, any more questions? Yeah, it's make more sense. But the Muslim, they will not. They in the beginning they will be angry with you. What this guy is talking about? Where do you get this from? That the word shahr is a moon. Are you crazy? It is. I'm not the one who's crazy. It's you. Anyway, let us stop for here for now, and let us go next week. We will continue, and please, in the coming week, learn what we learned today, and add to it. Try every day if you can learn a few verbs. Past tense. Focus in the past tense. All right. Later, I will give you a very simple rule how we can make it from any past tense all the verbs to come. All right. and try to memorize some words which is the names of items like cars, street, a house, airplane, airport, etc. Because this is what will make the structures of the sentence. When you make a speech, when you write something, you need the words, and the words either they are verbs or adjectives or noun. So we need to learn as many as we can. All right. I want to say thank you for like Allahu Akbar. No, Allahu Akbar. First of all, somebody asking me, Muslims constantly saying Allahu Akbar mean God is great. Is that true? This is false. Akbar, Akbar mean bigger. In Arabic we call it at-tafdil, siqatu at-tafdil, which means there is big, the same as in English. You say big, bigger, biggest, right? Akbar is bigger, not biggest. So because if the word Akbar mean great, there is other word for great. It's Azim. What Azim for? Allah called himself by the same names twice. One is Akbar and one is Azim, but the same, but both words have the same name. Doesn't make sense, right? Because if Akbar mean great, well, Azim mean great, and Allahul Azim, one of his names, one of his descriptions, the 99 names, that cannot be true. So then what Akbar? You will notice that when the Muslim they speak, they say Allahu. You don't hear the, I mean, you don't see the woo, but you hear it Allahu, as if there's wow, Allahu, and then they say Akbar. Simply, I believe strongly what happened. The Arab, they have gods. Allah is one of them. Akbar is another god. Akbar mean bigger. So what the Arab used to do, they have a competition. I say my God is the Akbar. I call him Akbar, which means he is bigger than yours, because they have statues. So you make a bigger statues, then I build more bigger statues. So they have a competition about who is Akbar. You get the point? Akbar is not Allah himself. Akbar is the gods who are exist in the Arabian Peninsula, and each one of them he's trying to be Akbar. So my God is Akbar, your God is Akbar, no, your God is smaller, etc. So what Muhammad is trying to do, he's trying to merge that he is his God is the Akbar, he is Akbar, in the same time he is Allah. So he's trying to merge two description in one God. However, the word Allah, many Muslims do not know that Allah is not the original name. This is Allah, right? As you see it here. The fact Allah is not the correct name for the God of Islam. Why? If we go right now in front of your eyes to the Quran, you will see this as an example in chapter 1 verse number 2. Look with me here. Let me make it big. You see, Allah here is not the same as this word. Do you notice? You notice the difference? It's not the same, right? What is missing? Let us see what is missing. I will make a line. The alif, a. Here there's no alif. So what happened? A name, you cannot take any letter from the name if it's a name. You can only take off letters which is not from the original name, correct? So like we say, the man. The man is, not one word. The man. In Arabic, because the L is connected. L mean the. So what is the name of the God of Islam? Is Lah. Lah, and that is the moon god. So Alhamdu Lil, Lil in Arabic, Lil mean to. Remember this. So you want to say I went to the house, you went home, Lil house, Lil Bayt. Huh? Lil Bayt. Lil mean to. 2L. Lil. Lil Bayt. To the house. Lil mean to. Equal to 2 in English. So Lil La. Lil La. Lil La. Alhamdulillah. Rabbul Alameen. So the A and the L is not part of the word. Here, the L here is simply mean to. L. 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 Okay. You add it in the front of anything, will make it two. So the real name of Allah or the God of Islam is Lah. But none of the Muslims know that. If you say to them your God, his name is Lah, he will say what? Where you get this from? If you want to learn more about this, you can read my books. You know, I have the Deception of Allah, Quran and Science in Depth, and I have a French book which is called Le Secret du Prophète Arabe. And you know, feel free. They are like nothing but a box of information, a lot of information. Right now, actually, I'm working in my new books, which is going to be mostly I will call it the roots of the Quran. Maybe I'm not sure about the name yet, but we will see. So you see, knowing the language will open doors for you to discover things, and you might be even be able to be the first one to discover it if you are really smart, who can connect the dots together. There's many things we learn it in our languages, but in fact those are not in our language. As an example, you know, when in English we say this is sin. Sin, you know what sin, right? Mean sin, wrong, like, you know, this is a sin, you know, you don't do sin. Or we say this guy is a sinner. The fact sin is not an English word, it's not even Latin word, you know, it's, let us say, you know, the civilization is mixed up. However, sin is one of the moon god names, and it's coming from the Middle East. So when the Christians refuse to follow the god sin, when somebody do wrong of them, they say to him, you are doing sin, this is sin, this is wrong, this is pagan. Are you getting the point? By time it became as if you are saying this is against God. So now nobody knows really what the word sin mean, except it is something against God. It's something wrong, not approved by God. But in fact, the word sin is a word which is one of the names of the moon god. All right. So I don't want to make it more complicated for you because some might get dizzy. Maybe we should stop here. Let me see if in Skype we have any question. Why Arabic scriptures في البدء كانت الكلمة. This is John chapter 1 verse number 1. Somebody sending me, but I'm not sure what the question is. Why Arab Christians use the bill and else as, I'm not sure what they mean bill, and there is else a debate. The word al-ilah is not Allah. Al-ilah mean God. The word mean God. Now all of them, they are coming from the roots of Aramaic. Aramaic is the first language which all those things you see is generated from. This is the mother language. So ilah, actually let me show you. In the roots of the language, all those people, they used to be pagan. Remember that. The Aramaic people, they are what? They are pagan people. Abraham himself, his family, they were pagan. and they are Aramaic. So let us go back to the root, even though like that will change a little bit of direction of our topic, but knowledge is good. Ilah, ilah. Let me type it for you in English. Many people don't understand that you have to analyze the word in your brain and break it down. It is not ilah as you see it now today in Arabic. It's coming from the il, sorry, il, lah. Lah, lah is the moon god as original. Il is a word mean God. All right. Oh, somebody is calling. Let us see. Yes, Ega, I hear you. Go ahead. What's your question, please? Hello? No, maybe he called me by mistake. All right. No more freedom, and etc. People, don't worry. I post. I say maybe you do not know me. I am a person who attack Islam loud and open. I have no fear. God is the one who gave me life, and He is the one who will take it. Anyone else, He don't count. So El is a name of God. This is why, not a name actually. It's a word of God, as mean a word used for God. This is why you see in the Bible it says when Jesus was called, a prophecy about him, it says Emmanuel, which means God is with us. El is with us. God is not, the word El is not really a name, it is a word meaning God. So El Lah is the God Lah. By time people replace the Lah, which is the moon god, to make it Ilah, which means God. It's not about the moon god no more, it's about God, any God, whatever who's your God. Al-Ilah, when you say Al-Ilah, I'm talking about my God. I'm not talking about the moon god no more. But in fact, it's coming from Il and Lah. It's not one word. So you see, like they say Israel, right? Oh, he's calling again. I hope this time is going to work. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead. Everybody hear you. What's your question, please?
Yeah.
If you can mute,
I have a question.
please can
Yeah.
you mute the computer there so you don't have my.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I did.
All right.
Yeah. My question is, what is then good for to use the Arabic? Because in Arabic Bible, I heard I always listen because I want to learn. I always listen the Arabic gospel singers and the Bible study and sermon. They use Allah and it offends
Correct.
me.
Correct.
And
yeah, but
so because they cannot use God, the name of God,
right.
lovely God, with one who destroys. So what is then to use for? I mean, is there any word which you prefer to use for Arabic?
Let me answer you. Thank you very much. That's all?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, the Arab Christians, if we can call them Arab, because Arab is not an ethnic, under the occupation of the Muslims for more than 1400 years. And imagine you live right now, 2016, not with those savage 1400 years ago. Right now, you see how savage they are. So when they say you cannot use the other word, they have no choice but to put in their translation the word Allah. So the Arab Christians, they use the word Allah, but they don't mean the God of Muslims. They use it as a word mean God. However, I am against it. I am totally against it, because we should not say that word. If I want to use, either I will use the name used in the Bible, or depend in the sentence what the Bible says, give an accurate translation. So either you say Yahweh, or you say Jehovah, or you say Elohim, or you say a Rabb in Arabic, which means the God. So there is many words you can say, but as I said, because those people, they have no choice. They are using the word Allah, and still they are killing them. So imagine if they use different word, what will happen? Like when the Muslim he hear the Arab Christian saying Allah, he a little bit cool down. Like, okay, you know what? They are, as Muhammad he said, those people they worship Allah, but they associate with him. Okay, no problem. In fact, we do not worship Allah. We have nothing to do with Allah. But as I said, those people they grow in a society where it's controlled by Muslims and there is no mercy. Imagine in a certain tongue, certain time in Egypt, if you speak one Coptic word, not even using the name of God in Coptic, if you speak one Coptic word, you lose your tongue. They cut your tongue. This is how they were able to switch the whole nation from speaking Coptic to speaking Arabic very fast. Bloodshed, fear. When people live in fear, you control what they say, you control what they eat, they control what you control even their translation. So when Arab Christians they use the word Allah, they are not talking about the God of Islam. They use it as a word meaning God. However, I am against it. There's many words you can use: Elohim, Emmanuel, uh, Jehovah, Ojimi. There's many. You know, the Bible is full of them. Use them. And it should be, if you are translating the Bible, it should be as in the Bible. So whatever the Bible use, just keep. You cannot translate the name. We should not translate the name. What they did in the translation, they translate the name. If you search the original gospel, which is either in Aramaic or in Hebrew or in Greek, none of them have Allah. So where is Allah coming from? That's because of the Islamic occupation, and those people they have no choice. I hope I did answer you. So the Muslim they try to say to you, you know what? Do you know that Arab Christian they say word Allah? Yeah, they do. This is true, but not because it was a choice, and not because it's accurate, but because they have no choice. You want to pray to your God, you have to use the word Allah when you speak about God. So for them, they use it as a word mean God. For the Muslims, it's a name. For the Arab Christian, is a word mean God. As simple as that. And the Arab Christians did not use it because of their choice, but because they've been forced to. I hope that is clear. Any other question? All right, look like we have no more questions. Please, in the coming week, we here we go. As I see, I think it's a good idea to have a Skype open, right? You can call me. Don't call me during the week, please. I don't take calls. I don't even sign in. I will sign in this account only during the classroom, and you call me only to ask question about the classroom. So in the coming Saturday, we are going to go in more rules, and we are going to give you more easy way to play with it. All right, let us say you know, there's always rules can make things complicated and make you hate the language, or things will make it easy in a smart way. You know what I mean? It's like playing chess. So the point is how to kill the king, not about the hero is not the one who move more stones. The hero is the one who is going to win at the end, and the win at the end for us here is to speak the language, not about how many stones we moved around. So this is what we will try to do, and I hope you guys you are enjoying. Don't forget to share your our videos and give it a like with your friends and invite them to join us. As you see, we do it for free. Now if there are people they want to have give donation, you can go and give us donation if you like to do so. And if you are poor, may the Lord bless you, and if you are rich, may the Lord give you more, but you better share with the poor one. With this I say thank you very much. God bless, and see you in the coming week with more Arabic learning. Christ is Lord. I mean to that. See you soon.